Hi, folks. This is Rick Doc Walker, the DOC.
This is John Kime, and you're listening to the Mess Hall with Rally Captain and Tailgate Ted.
What's going on, Rally? Welcome back from the West Coast, man.
Oh my goodness, boy, that was a long flight. But when you take a dub, it don't matter how long that flight's gonna be because it makes it all that much better. But hey, it's good to be back in the DMV. I tell you that.
I hear you, man. I'm definitely jealous seeing everyone's pictures. I felt like 2/3 of the DMV were out there with you, man. Just hearing it on the radio, hearing B. Mitch talk about it. There were a bunch of people that ended up texting and reaching out saying, "Where are you? We're all out here." It looked like you guys took that place over.
Oh, bro, we really did. And I looked around the stands and I just saw just the burgundy and gold massive in full effect. And I was great to see it and just happy to get the dub, man.
Yeah, we talked about it on the last pod, right? I don't feel that the Chargers really have a fan base that takes advantage of that game. I know a lot of people are more Rams fans out there, and I
Right.
also feel a lot of people just don't really care about football in LA, right? Lakers fans, whatever fans, and it just kind
Yeah,
of shows because they don't really
they
have a home field advantage.
they can take it or leave it. Yeah, they try to, but nah. Once they left San Diego, I mean, it sounds good to have a big, beautiful stadium in LA, but their roots, let's face it, are San Diego, man. And so a lot of people are still boycotting uh, the Chargers because of what happened in San Diego.
That's crazy. I mean, I also don't blame them, right? If we ever lost our team and we had to move and transfer someplace else, I'm not sure what the hell I'd do, right?
Yeah,
Been
yeah.
lucky that they've been here our entire life. So, but
Maybe go to Baltimore. Maybe. I mean, I can't even imagine that. So it made my skin itch saying that. Oh, okay.
ooh, no way. There's no way in the world I would ever do that, man. I can't stand that town, but that's for
Yeah.
another pod, for another day. So, but you got to tell me, man, the rally, how'd it go? Dude, the turnout looked amazing. B was talking about it on the show today
It
about
was
how
incredible.
big Tom's was, and just
Yeah,
it was like wall to wall.
and they still didn't have enough room to keep all of us. But hey, that's how it is. Our fan base, we love to travel, especially when we're doing well. Even when we weren't doing well, our fan base still traveled. But now it's just an overabundance of fans that are just always looking for something to do. And here's the thing, people still don't know about us. So we're trying to get the word out and we're trying to do better so that people can know where to show up. Because I got to tell you, Dallas, we're going to have a packed house. Freaking Kansas City, we're really going to have a packed house. And matter of fact, this Sunday, I teased everyone about the tailgate, or not tailgate, but the rally that we're going to do basically for the first time for a home game. So that tailgate is going to go down this Sunday at Hyde Social at Clarendon. The doors will open up at 11, and the actual official rally starts at 4. But hey, everybody always wants to go to a bar and watch games. They've got plenty of TVs. The food is great. You start there at 11 and just stay into the rally. Or if you just want to come to the rally, be there at 4. But I'd say be there a little bit early because obviously the doors open at 11 and it's going to be a jam-packed place, man. Me and Santana Moss, me and Santana Moss, we're gonna rock it out, bro.
Yeah, I saw Tana talk about it, put it on his socials, and obviously saw you put that out there as well. So that's damn. So that's at 4 o'clock in Clarendon. So for those wondering, there is metro lines that take you right there to Hyde Social. So if you don't want to drive, you can definitely metro out there. There are a ton of parking garages. I used to hang out in Clarendon back in the day when I was the younger tailgate. So definitely one of my stomping grounds. So that's going to be a fun time.
Oh yeah, man. This right here will almost be bigger than a road rally because everyone always asks, well, how come you guys don't do rallies for home games? And we just never have. And so the time has come because we play on Monday night. And also it's a holiday on Monday, so you don't have to go to work. And I hate to say it this way, but a lot of people are affected by the government shutdown anyway. So come on and join us.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to see if I can make it out there. I texted you about it once. You sent me the flyer. I've got to be getting ready for the Monday game, so we'll have to try and plan and figure that out. But for those of you that don't have anything to do, I mean, shoot, get to Hyde Social early. Watch some of the Sunday earlier games. Hopefully watch the Eagles and the Cowboys and the Giants lose. And then stick around for Tana and you and everyone else out there. So it'll be fun.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But getting back to LA, let me tell you, LA is just a vibe in itself. Even though they may not have a good following for the football Chargers, the LA vibe is always off the chain. And, man, the food is good. The people are nice. It's just a laid-back vibe. And once again, we came home with the dub, baby. The dub.
Did you get that tomahawk?
You know what? I did
roof?
not. I did not, but that's okay because I will. But I had too much stuff to take care of. A lot of people were freaking sending me payments for their trips, and I was trying to. I wanted to try to celebrate as much as I could, but I couldn't. I had paperwork to get done, and right now, the life as a captain, I'm not getting any sleep.
I can imagine, man. I can imagine. So, did you at least get to go to Roscoe's?
I did go to Roscoe's, and I took a picture. I didn't send it to you, but dude, once again, it was a bang, 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 bang. So, but I will be posting pictures so that you can see it. But and I got that waffle was so good.
Nice, man. I know John Kahn made it out there, and he posted about it. So I was wondering if you were out there when John was. But guess who did a dinner with all the wide receivers since the team got out there early for the week?
Who was that?
Debo took everybody out to dinner. All the wide receivers on his tab.
Well, I got a story about Debo. So here's the deal. I love you, Debo. I love you, Debo. It just so happens that the team, we stayed at the same hotel as the team. And so I was getting out of my Uber, and I saw him waiting for an Uber. And I walked up to him, and I said, "Hey, Debo." I said, "Hey, man, you mind if I get a picture?" And he was like, "Nah, Cap, I ain't taking no pictures." I was like, "What?"
Really?
Yeah, I was like, "What?" But I said,
Okay.
Right. I said, "Okay, you know, it is what it is." And I didn't bother anybody else. But I just figured that you're standing up waiting for your Uber, you're not doing anything. Just snap a pic, bro. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything bad about you, but and he says, "No, Captain." So he knows who I am.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, man, it is what it is. And so it is. Here we are.
Are you sure you guys went on Rodeo Drive and you were just trying to avoid the paparazzi?
We were at the hotel, bro. we came back. Matter of fact, we came back from the rally. And as I said, I was getting out of my Uber from the rally, and I just happened to see him standing outside. And so, yeah. But
I saw Mrs. Ray. Shoot, go ahead.
Yeah. So funny thing is, he says to her, "I just told a guy no," and she says, "Oh, you mean my husband?" And they wound up taking a picture.
So he took it with her, not you. That's funny, man. That's kind of dirty too. But I actually saw that Mrs. Bradley took one with JD when she was out there going to her yoga class.
Yeah, man. Surprisingly enough, she sure did. I forgot what I was doing. I was doing something. I think I was back in the room doing paperwork. And so she goes, "Hey, I'm going to bug out to my Pilates class." No, I was on the stadium tour. That's what I was doing. I was on the stadium tour. So she says she's going to bug out and go to her Pilates class. And sure enough, she's been dying to get a picture with JD. And she finally got one. So good for her.
Nice, man. Nice. So how was that stadium tour? Did you get to see Gronk again or anyone else out there?
Nah, didn't get to see Gronk, but it was a great tour, and the people that were there, they enjoyed it. And one thing that I didn't know, here's a little tidbit for everybody who doesn't know. So when Mr. Kroenke wanted to build that stadium, they told him no because it's on the flight line of LAX. And so he wanted to build a tall stadium, and they said, "No, it's on the flight line of LAX." So he got his architectural buddies together and said, "You know what? How can we get this taken care of?" They said, "All right, we can't build up. We're going to go underground." The stadium is 100 feet underground, bro. And it's awesome. It really is. And they said that in LA, obviously because of all the earthquakes, they've built the stadium on this shock absorber system to where it's literally the safest place in LA if an earthquake takes place.
Nice. I mean, it's one of the spots I want to go to. I was really bummed I didn't get a chance to make it out to that trip because that roof, that translucent roof, I'm
Hmm.
hoping that's something they do here, right? That
Oh
just
yeah,
looks
they have
nice.
to. They have to. And actually, it's an open dome, if that makes sense. It's not even a dome, it's an open stadium. People think that it's covered all 360. No, it has openings that are
Yeah,
permanent. They're
you can see it on
permanent
the
openings.
TV feed that they were showing it
Hmm.
like it's actually open. So I'm thinking there's no way that's going to work in DC because we get rain, wind, snow, all that stuff coming through. So ours is definitely going to be closed. But if we can keep that roof going like they got out there, because I mean, Josh was out there. They showed Magic and Josh sitting together in a suite, hanging out,
Hmm.
taking it all in. So best believe they were taking notes.
Yeah, yeah. And so I'm on the sidelines, and Mr. Rails, Mark Ein, and the president, Mark
Klaus,
Klaus, came up to me and said, "Great job on the rallies." And we don't know why the ball was dropped, but the fact is, keep doing what you're doing. And I got to tell you, man, that made me feel really good. The fact that they acknowledged and they understood. They just didn't understand how the ball got dropped. But the fact is, because I kept talking to them about it, and obviously the responses that you guys, I'm not gonna say me, you guys pressed upon that. Hey, look, they understood, and actually. Mr. Rail said that he may try to come to the rally in Kansas City. So I'm looking forward to it.
nice. Well, I know I'll at least be at that one since I'm going to be on that trip with you. So I'm looking forward to it. And, whatever help you need, obviously, I got your back out there. But
Appreciate it.
you get a chance to tailgate when you were out there? You saw that Ed McCaffrey reached out to both of us trying to find a spot to go to.
Oh, so the guy Andrew Chef Andrew, I can't think of his name, but Andrew he's a chef in LA. He has a nice tailgate, and he came to the rally and told everybody to come to his tailgate. And let me tell you, I took some pictures of this brisket and these ribs. Like I said,
Yeah, send it to me, man.
I haven't had time to do anything, bro. This is the first time I've had to breathe just for a second for you and our listeners. So I'm going to send these pictures to you. You'll probably be doing what you're doing, but I'm going to send these pictures to you. And oh man, the bark on this brisket was so, oh my gosh, bro. Woo.
That sounds good. I'd definitely shoot them over to me. If you guys are listening to this, shame on you. Catch us on YouTube and you'll see the pictures of Rally and the tailgate and everything else out there he had going on. So, yeah, because Ed McCaffrey hit both of us up. And for some reason, everyone saw that thing. It was like 50,000 people. And they're all asking, like, where the tailgate is. And so the junkies were talking about this morning. And then they actually mentioned you. And EB was laughing, joking, because they said, oh, man, they showed him on TV like a million times, right there in the end zone. And you could see that big W and everything else. So, I mean, how was it in SoFi? I know it's not your first time there, but like, what were you thinking when you're hanging out in the stands and just kind of the vibe and everything going like before the game even started?
Before the game even started, uh, so normally when the bus parked, right? And we get off the bus, and a lot of times when you get off the bus in enemy territory, you start hearing the boo birds or you start getting profanity or whatever have you. Nah, man. Chargers fans, very accommodating. Um, I didn't have any problem. No one said anything bad. There was no you suck, you blah blah blah. Nothing, man. It was maybe it's the California vibe, no issues whatsoever. And we walked through the gauntlet because where the bus park was at the end of the pink parking lot, if you will, pink lot, and we had to walk all the way to the beginning of the pink lot is where they were tailgating. But man, it didn't matter because they were offering us drinks, food. I mean, hey, bro, thank God that I'm an adult rally and not a child rally because that's the drinks were popping, bro, and the food was good.
Yeah, it sounds like an awesome time, man. So pregame, you could see Burgundy and gold in the stands, right?
No, yeah.
So when the game starts, right, and Mikey just jumps off sides and they go for that touchdown instead of that field goal they should have had, like, what were you thinking?
Honestly, bro, I I got down on us. I was like, here we go again. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And anybody who says that they are still up and saying we can do it, no, you're lying. You're lying. Everybody was like, oh man, God dang it. Not this nonsense. But then they woke up a sleeping giant and we took over the game. But prior to that first quarter, I just was like, I can't believe this. Not this again. Come on, we can do better. We know we're better. You know what I mean? It was just one of those things, and all of a sudden the ship turned and we made it.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I mean, you and I both picked us to lose this past week,
We
right?
did.
So we're down 10-0. I'm thinking, this sucks. Sucks to be right. Sucks to be in a position again. But this is actually DQ talking about how he wasn't really ever worried.
I'd like to watch it. I wish I knew because, going into it, when I looked up and I said 10-0, I said, shit. But it felt different. Our energy, our speed, although it was down, I didn't feel the same. I don't know how to explain that exactly. You just looked at the numbers and the score might say that. He had a nice scramble on the first third down pressure that we had to go create it. But Mike got a foul on the field goal. I thought, all right, if we leave him to 3 there. So we dug ourselves a hole with some self-inflicted wounds. We had another foul on a kickoff return. So those are the things I wanted to get corrected, and I spoke to the team about at halftime. But I like the energy, Nikki, that they sustained. Whether we were down, whether we were ahead, we just didn't go too far off of that.
Well, let me say this, Ted. Let me
Yep.
say this. One of the biggest things that I felt and what I saw from the defense this go around versus the last go around, I saw so many substitutions. The guys had fresh legs. And so when it was 10-0, I was saying to myself, we can't keep this defense on the field like this, because it was they started to have the time of possession. They really did. And I was like, we can't keep this defense on the field. But I saw guys rotating in and out, and I saw fresh legs. And that tells me that they listened to what we were saying, because the Atlanta game, it seemed like you only had a certain amount of guys playing everything. Well, this time I saw it was like equal amount of snaps for guys, so that no one could be dead on their feet, if you will. The fresh
Yeah.
legs prevailed, and it showed.
Time of possession definitely was in their favor. I mean, it was easily 2-1 on their side. Looking at the snaps, I think, let me double check here. Quan, Revo, and Wagner played 100%. Other than that, you had some other guys come in that really didn't play before. Right? You had, let's see here, Jordan McGee actually had a decent amount of snaps. Percy Butler finally came back. He didn't play that many snaps, but you had other guys contributing, like Eddie Goldman was in there doing his thing, Jacob Martin. So we had some more guys coming in, like you said. And just going back and looking at the PFF grids, the only play that they had that really killed us, that was a backbreaker, was the Herbert scramble. I think it was 3rd and 2. We
Yeah.
blitzed Bobby up the middle. Bobby didn't keep contained. And next thing you know, Herbert just runs for 41 yards. Right? That's the
Squirted right out. Yeah.
only play that really broke our back. Other than that, it was just, it felt a death by like a million paper cuts, if that makes any sense. Right? And the fact that we were able to go into halftime tied 10-10, you had to have faith that we were coming back. Right? I can't believe that catch to Luke. I mean, when that thing was in the air, what were you thinking?
I said, who is he throwing it to? And I said, oh, that's Luke. And then when he came down with it, I was like, okay. Everybody knew that the kid had some skills, but this just put him at the top of the charts. I'm not saying better than Terry, but let's face it, when you don't have Terry, you're better than Terry. You follow what I'm saying? When you go by who's on the field and what you got. And that right there was a huge game changer from one side of the field to the other. And that was my end zone. And so I was just elated, man. And it just goes to show you that we always have these NJD5 we trust, hope. I got 5 on it. He put that ball where only Luke could get it, because it was great coverage. And I wasn't sure if he was going to catch it or not. I'm going to be honest with you, because I'm seeing it in real time going. Everybody's like, and he said he caught it. Yeah, and it's like, oh, let's keep this train rolling.
Yeah, they actually kept replaying it on the TV broadcast, and everyone's waiting to see if he caught it. And I mean, they put that thing in slow-mo a million times, and he definitely did. I'm almost positive it was Nikki Javala put a picture out, and it was Ed McCaffrey, Luke's dad, having a similar catch just like that. And Ed was able to actually haul that thing in. So it was badass to see. And this is actually what Jayden had to say about that play.
Jayden, that 50 yards back to that, like, from an energy standpoint and momentum standpoint, how big was that for you guys?
I mean, huge. We got points to tie it up to go into halftime. That was huge. Huge play by Luke.
And this is 3 weeks in a row that Luke has made a really big play for you guys. How rewarding is it for you? I know you put in a lot of work with him to see him kind of having those moments.
Yeah, man, the work that he puts in day and day out, he deserves all the plays that he made because he put in the work.
I mean, young Buck is stepping up, right?
Yeah.
I go back to training camp. People saying, well, is McCaffrey going to get a roster spot, right? And coach actually talked about it today during his press conference. I didn't get a chance to cut that McCaffrey be getting more snaps on offense, but he's our sole kick returner. So because of that, that's why we're not seeing him play that many snaps on. Right? It has nothing to do with anything else other than that. That's why you're seeing Chris Moore and Tay and some other guys in there instead of Luke, because if Luke's not returning kicks, best be sure Debo's not going back there. So what else are you going to do? So I'm just happy for the kid. I'm happy to see the young guys step up. And, you mentioned on the last pod, you wanted Jayden to get hit because you wanted him to feel that and be able to bounce back. And I feel that once he did, after he changed his cleats, so I doubt that you guys knew he changed his cleats when you were out there, because I'm sure they're not putting that on the Jumbotron. But once he changed his cleats, it was kind of a third down scramble. He came up short and he slipped.
Yeah.
So he immediately took off the pink cleats, put some other cleats on, changed those out, and went back out for another play, another drive after that. And then I don't even think he slid. I think he just took a hit just for the heck of it. And it was almost like it flipped a switch. And you could see him smile on the broadcast. And I'm thinking to myself, I've done it now. And you have no idea what you guys just did because this kid is bad. Yeah, and we talked about him possibly being rusty because of what we saw during preseason and everything in training camp. But there was zero rust, man. And that young man he turned it on, right? And the offense was explosive again.
And that's what I was trying to say on the last pod. You hit it right on the head. Once they gave him a little hit, whatever have you, and he felt that confidence, like, oh man, this thing is okay. It's time to go out here and do what we got to do. But we don't want you to be reckless, though, JD. We love you, baby. but one thing that I didn't like, I liked it, but I didn't like it, is when he pitched the ball to Bill, and Bill's running out, and he's like a blocker for Bill. I
don't think
I like it, but I don't like it. Yeah, I like it, but I don't like it.
I think it was a real block because I went back and looked at it. Right, Jayden was like kind of running, just more so to get in the way. He wasn't actually trying to get out there. But who did bust a block for Bill was Luke. Luke was downfield running and helping bust blocks out for Bill, and it was nice to see, man. But going back to Jayden being smart, I don't know how many times we saw him slide, how many times he just the play's not there, he just threw the ball away. He was playing smart. Yep. But one thing that did frustrate me, the second play from scrimmage was a design keeper, right? It was a design run for Jayden. And he got demolished, lost 3 yards on the play. I'm thinking, all right, Cliff, like, what are you doing here, man? It didn't make too much sense to me other than he just wanted what you and I talked about, to let Jayden feel that first hit. But it definitely wasn't there. But the kid bounced back. I mean, he had the highest PFF grade for the team, 85.9, right? Just no offense to Marcus, but Jayden is game changing, right? He is generational, right? And there's a reason why, as long as he's out there, he's got it. And not to jump to the Bears this week, but it's going to be a fun matchup, a fun rematch of that Hail Maryland game with, Caleb, who's playing a lot better than he was last year, also coming off a bye week, coming back to Landover for kind of a homecoming, because we saw what Jayden did with his homecoming.
Yeah. I can't wait. And the good thing is they've got a long period of time to rest. So I'm really happy about that.
So that Mikey interception down at the goal line, was that your end zone or was that the
that was my end zone, yeah. And I think that's where the picture that's circulating with me in the background of them, and I'm showing all 32. Yeah, I'm showing all 32.
Nice. So what were you thinking? Because they're driving down that field. I mean, just going everywhere on this. We can't stop them. Like they found something, right? So what were you thinking at that point?
To be honest with you, I can say that at that point in time, I wasn't worried. Not like how I was when it was 10-0. I don't care what anybody says. when it was 10-0, I was worried. But once they were driving, I said, you know what, we get the ball back. It was almost like, go ahead and not to say this, let them score, but okay, let them do what they got to do. We get the ball back and we can punish them. You know what I mean? Because they couldn't stop us. So I wasn't necessarily worried at that point.
Yeah. It was, to me, okay, it's time consuming, but I'm also thinking the same way you were. I wasn't worried. Like, okay, they get in, they still got to stop us. They couldn't stop
Hmm.
us. We were stopping ourselves, and we had some stupid penalties, a couple things that slowed us down. But okay, Bill had that fumble, but we were stopping ourselves to a point. Their defense, they had no answer for Jayden, right? And
Yeah,
luckily, they were helping us out with stupid penalties. And I'm not sure if you noticed, guess who got picked on their side defensively?
of course. Of course I do. St. Jude's. They showed him on the big screen. And they showed him on the big screen and all the Commanders fans cheered.
Yeah, that's hilarious. So every time something happened, they showed him up top.
Yep.
So St. Juice was on Debo. Debo went 1 for 1. Jalen Lane, he covered Luke. I mean, he had a horrible grade at that point. So it was nice to see that, we're actually justified to get rid of him and having him go over there. And then next thing you know, Jayden found that guy to pick on and took advantage of it.
Hmm.
But
Yep.
going back to that INT, this is actually Mikey talking about what happened during that play.
Well, so we were in one of our calls. I was in my zone, just playing off of Herbert's eyes, just seeing where he was. And I honestly, without the tip or not, I think he was going to throw it right to me just based off of where he was looking. We made a check that put me in the right spot, and I knew I had help over top from Bobby. I had Quan behind me, and then we had Trey in the flat. So everybody was where we were supposed to be. We're communicating, and tips and overthrows. Got to get those. Johnny made a good play. He tipped it, and I was where I was supposed to be. Was able to come up with the interception.
So could you tell pre-snap the communication?
I did see a lot of, obviously I can't hear, but I see a
Yeah.
lot of hand movement and people giving the check like, yes, I got you, okay, or waving it off and saying something else. I did see a lot of that because let's face it, that's all they talked about last week and there are a lot of videos circulating about there's no communication amongst these guys and I can run a high school offense and I can burn them because they don't communicate with each other. Well, that changed this game, and so I'm hoping that goes into for the rest of the season, that they just get better with the communication, because if they continue to do what they're doing, I mean, don't get me wrong, you had a couple guys who were open for the Chargers, and it pissed me off. But that's just the ebbs and flow of football. You're not going to be able to just lock down everyone, so you're going to get your pieces here and there. So, but I did see a lot of better communication, and I honestly think, man, once again, the fact that they substituted more and they brought him guys, fresh legs, and I even had a Preston Smith sighting. He played out there, so I kind of figured that he would after I saw him in Atlanta, and I asked him, "Hey, Preston, what's up, bro?" And he just gave me the I don't know, but he was out there last week, and Von Miller did his thing. And we talked about Von Miller not really doing much of anything, but he got his man as well. So everybody did what they needed to do in order to make this team better. It was a collective group, if you will, to get this thing done.
Yeah, it definitely was, man. Everyone stepped up. Everyone realized how big this thing was, and I feel that they all fed off of Five's energy, right? They
Hmm.
they didn't feel that they were down. They didn't feel like they were out at all. And that's something special that kid gives you. Even if he's not on the field, everyone can just kind of feed off of him, if you will, and just bounce back from it, right? The poor tackling we had, yeah, there were a couple broken tackles, right? Hampton definitely ran through a couple of guys, but you could see people gang tackling, running to the ball, making sure they were there, and it led to fumbles, right? It led to an interception, right? The fact that Marshawn Lattimore did what he did this week and recovered that fumble, right? That Quan
Hmm.
knocked the thing out. Like, we got 14 points off of those two picks, or the
Yeah.
pick and the fumble. And I mean, Joe Witten likes to say ball is life. And that gave us life, man. 27 unanswered points. Right. It just, at a point, thinking this thing's done. Like, you could hear you guys take over. You couldn't hear the Chargers fans anymore. Right. And people were cheering. And you kind of wonder, like, what's going on? Oh, it's because we were stopping them. Right.
Yeah.
And they just kept talking about it on the broadcast, because I was listening to London and Bram about how many burgundy and gold fans were out there. and that it was just a homecoming game for Jayden, but it also felt like a home game considering all of you that followed him out there. I think B said it was maybe 60-40. I mean, what do you think the numbers were?
I'd say 60-40. I'd say 60-40. Yeah, definitely. And it felt good leading a defensive chant to get everybody going. There's a video circulating around. I never know when somebody's going to record me, but there's a video circulating around, and I even posted it, getting everybody hyped up. It's just good to see.
Yeah, I saw that one. I think you put on Instagram. Trust me, I know how you feel about never knowing when someone's going to video you, but it's awesome to see, man. And
Yeah.
I'm glad you and I were both wrong. I'm glad that the boys pulled it out. Right,
Yep.
we're 4.5-point dogs heading into the Bears game this week, but coach didn't talk about anyone being banged up, anyone being injured coming out of that game. Right? I mean, Debo was questionable. He had the heel problem, but there was no way he was missing that game. So I'm just glad to see that we made it out of LA, made it out of that part of the road trip, because now we got a home game and then we're on the road for 2 more after that. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. No photos. No photos.
We'd have to say something to him next time I see him. We'll see how that goes.
And say, hey, Debo, you told my boy Rally Captain in LA you wouldn't want to take his picture, and then you took a picture with his wife. What's up with that? Or should I say no hard leg photos? How about that?
There you go. We'll have to maybe make the title of this no photos and put a picture of Debo up there. Nah, we ain't gonna do that. But I'm just glad you guys had a good time, man. You gotta send me a picture of that tomahawk whenever you get it, and then
not tomahawk, the brisket.
No. When you get that victory steak.
All right, say less. Gotcha. Yeah,
you definitely got to do that. Definitely got to do that and celebrate this one before the next one comes up.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. Well, hey, I hear music playing in the background. This is a short and sweet episode of the DMV Mess Hall, but we thank you guys for listening, and we will see you guys later this week for the recap of the Bears and the Commanders. Remember, you could be any place, listening to any podcast, but you decided to listen to us, and we greatly appreciate it. Remember, you rep it hard or you don't rep it at all. Tailgate Ted, Rally Captain. We'll see you later. Peace.